Clutch Trucker is filmed before live, and yes, he's getting furrier studio audience. Yep, that's Rusty, the world-famous meatball dog. Hey YouTube, Clutch Trucker here. Thanks for tuning in to another edition of the Clutch Trucker channel. Parked here at this little Casey's. Casey's is a line of convenience stores mainly in Iowa, Illinois, a lot of the Midwestern states. They have great homemade pizza. Go check out my best pizza options for truckers video. And I talk about Casey's. They make the dough in the store. So it's better than almost any other convenience store type pizza you can get out there. Good stuff. Anyway, they rebuilt this one about a year ago or so. It was just a tiny little store, then they put in a bigger one with some bigger truck islands, and then they put in about 15 truck spots. So it's a great little place to park, and a lot of people don't know about it. It's almost I almost hate to mention it, because it's a great little place to park, and if you can get here before dark, you can usually find a spot. So freshly showered, got my, according to a big a-hole trucker, got my Barney shirt on. Got the purple shirt. Anyway, on my way, I picked up this load in Pennsylvania, and towards the end of this video, I'll show you a little town called Cressona. Of course, what always happens, they have these huge plants in these tiny little towns that have these tiny little roads you have to go to. This is right after the big storm hit just a few days ago. You can still see all the snow everywhere and how they were just barely able to clear out enough for you to get down the road, so we'll look at that later on. But I'm on my way to Spanish Fork, Utah. This is the load that gets me toward the house for Thanksgiving, Christmas. So hopefully after I deliver tomorrow night, then Wednesday morning, hopefully they'll come up with something to get me towards the house. If not, I'm just driving home. It's not that far from Spanish Fork, which is, Salt Lake area, just around by Provo, to get back to Cheyenne. This is another ArcBest load, and you've heard me talk about them before. ArcBest, that's the parent company to ABF. You might have seen them. They do a lot of LTL stuff. Somebody posted on one of my comments that ABF stands for All Busted Freight, I believe. Anyway, it seems like they either have their crap completely together or it's trouble with hair on it. And this is another one of those loads with hair on it. Had trouble picking up. They couldn't come up with a pickup number for me. Finally, the guy who was waiting to catch a plane and needed to load me came out and found me in the parking lot and said, "Look, I got your bill of lading. Come on in. Forget about the pickup number. I need to get you loaded." And then it wasn't supposed to deliver until Wednesday. And then, of course, they called me early this morning. Well, they'd kind of like to have it there earlier. Can you get it there tomorrow? Well, I-80 shut down in Wyoming right now because of high winds, but yeah, I'll do my best. So now I'm going to try to deliver it tomorrow night if I can. Like I say, they either have their crap completely together or trouble with hair. Big hair. All right, main thing I want to talk about in this video is OOIDA, which, if you don't know, drivers, stands for the Owner-Operator Independent Driver Association. Now, I'm not a member. I probably should be. They always say, if you drive a truck, you should be a member. Okay, I probably should, but I haven't. But I respect what they do. They speak up for owner-operators, independent drivers, and just drivers in general. You may have seen their headquarters on I-70 there, just on the east side of the whole Kansas City area. Kind of around the Blue Springs area. I think it's before you hit like the Petro and TA and all that out there at exit 29. So somewhere between that and the meat of Kansas City. But anyway, Todd Spencer, who has been the president and CEO of the OOIDA, has now formally notified Joe Biden's transition team that he wants to be the next head of the FMCSA. And I think that makes perfect sense, because he knows trucking. They keep putting people in there that, maybe they've got some kind of transportation, loosely based transportation experience. We need somebody who knows trucking, and they're as head of the FMCSA. So I'm all behind this guy. Todd Spencer, you got my vote, baby. And, well, not that my vote matters, or it doesn't, it's not going to be up to me. But if it were up to me, yeah, he'd be in there. Somebody who knows trucking. So I just thought, hey, let's give this guy a shout out, because he deserves to know that we're behind him, and that would be nice to have somebody in charge of the FMCSA, the ones who just recently changed all our rules and in a lot of ways made them more complicated. They gave us more flexibility, but damn are they complicated. That split sleeper berth, I've got 5 videos just on that topic. Go scroll down, you'll find them, all right? And I kept discovering differences as I made the videos. So it would be nice to have a trucking guy head of the FMCSA. What do you think? Next topic. Keep Truckin apparently has their act together now. And other ELD providers, they may have finally figured it out too. All I can do is go by what people are putting in my comments. And somebody did just post yesterday or the day before saying, hey, by the way, did you know Keep Truckin actually did finally update their software so that it will work with the new hours of service rules, especially regarding the split sleeper berth. And I said, well, I wasn't positive. And they gave me a link to go check out their all their information, their data, and how to do it and everything. And it looks like, for the most part, Keep Truckin, you actually finally got your crap together. Only a month and a half late. They finally did that like mid-November. You should have had it together before it even landed. And that's my big complaint with you guys, is you should have had a team of people working on that long ago. And that's where you dropped the ball, and you were stealing money from people, and I still say that's true. Thank God I don't have to use your software. Unfortunately, everybody else who works for Turquoise Trucking, who doesn't have a 99 or older engine like me, has to use the e-logs, and I feel sorry for you guys that have to, but apparently they've kind of got their crap together, so at least I wanted to say that. All right, the final thing I want to talk about is, I try not to watch the news or even check into it on my phone because it's so just freaking depressing. And, plus I don't need to hear any more about Trump's complaining, Biden's this, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, what I want to know is about the new vaccines. Apparently there's now been two. Pfizer has one that's been approved, and this other company, I can't remember their name, has one that's been approved, and they're already starting to get them sent out to people. But here's what's kind of irking me a little bit. They're talking about, okay, first it's going to go to the first responders, the doctors, the nurses, I think police and fire should be included in that, by the way. If they're not, they should be. Then they're going to go to like nursing homes, which, yes, that makes a lot of sense to me. And then they say, then they'll start working on the general public. I think you're forgetting some people. Remember how a few months ago, apparently we were heroes for being still out here driving and bringing all the crap to America? What kind of happened to that? Well, that's gone. We're back down to the second or third class citizens that everybody treats us like as truck drivers. Yep, then we're not even included in that. And yet, who's going to be bringing the vaccine all across the country? Who would that be? Truck drivers! Now, I'm not saying we should be next after nursing homes. You know who should be next? Teachers. Teachers! My wife's a teacher in the Cheyenne school district. She has to deal with people every day, students every day, and is in contact with a lot of people. Teachers should be next after the nursing homes. And then, who should be next? Probably us, truck drivers. You're going to rely on us to carry this vaccine across the country to everybody. How about giving us a shot? Literally. But no. Yeah, we were heroes a few months ago when it was convenient to talk about how nice that was. But we've pretty much already been forgotten. Drivers, how many times you gone to a shipper or receiver and they say, our bathrooms are closed to the public? Well, there's no public showing up at shippers and receivers. They mean us, truck drivers, because they're too lazy to clean them as much as they should be, so they just close them. People in jail have better access to bathrooms than we do as truck drivers. I'm getting real tired of that shit, literally. If you're not going to make a bathroom available to us at a shipper or receiver, then just close down. You shouldn't be making money off of me when you won't even give me a bathroom to use. That's just wrong. I was talking to my wife this morning about this. Okay, you're a shipper and receiver. You don't want to have to clean your bathroom constantly because of COVID and all that for the truck drivers. Okay, if you're not willing to open your bathroom to us, put a porta potty out there for us to use. Because you're going to hang us up for 2, 3, 4, sometimes 7, 8, 9 hours or more, and we don't have access to a bathroom? F you guys. Come on. Like I say, we were considered heroes a few months ago. Well, that's freaking gone. We're back to the second and third class citizens below people in prison like we were before this whole pandemic started. And I think that's a bunch of bullshit. We're still bringing you everything you need. We're still stocking your stores. And we're going to be bringing you the vaccine. Doesn't that seem wrong to you? So I won't be surprised if we don't get it until, sometime late next year, if even that. And yet we're still out here, keeping America moving, keeping stores supplied, keeping the shelves filled. And yet, no talk about us anymore. Gotta love it. And finally, on a happier note, I want to show you after I left this plant where I picked up on Saturday in Pennsylvania, heading out on this tiny little road through this tiny little town, Cressona, Pennsylvania. And this one's actually better than a lot of the Pennsylvania towns where they don't even have sidewalks or porches on the houses. A lot of times in Pennsylvania, the houses are right up onto the road. This one actually had a little bit of room, believe it or not. This is a wider street than a lot of them in Pennsylvania. All right, just pulling out onto the main street. Gotta wait for that car to go by. And here we go. Garmin's gonna talk now.
Turn left on Route 61 Highway South.
Yeah, this is the main drag through town. And you can see how small the road is and how close the houses are to each side. And like I say, this is a
turn left on Route 61 Highway South.
This is a wider road than a lot of towns in Pennsylvania. But look at that. You step steps out of your front door and bang, you can get hit by a car. And like I say, it's a main drag and it's a truck route through Pennsylvania. And they have no place to push all that snow. Glad I wasn't here a day or so before that. It probably would have been a freaking nightmare to try to get the truck down that road. Gotta love it, baby. Gotta love it. Alright, tried to end the video on more of a positive note and just something kind of fun to see. Tiny little roads in Pennsylvania where all the snow fell last week. Yada, yada, yada. And thanks for tuning into that. Talking about the Todd Spencer of the OOIDA, vaccines for truckers. When will we see them? And that little video of that snow and narrow street there in Pennsylvania. Why not? Hey, thanks for tuning in. As always, please subscribe. Please like and comment if you would like to. Please ring that bell for notifications so you know as soon as a new video comes up. Also, we've got Coffee and Patreon active now if you want to help support the channel. We'd appreciate that. And don't forget to check out my Instagram and Twitter accounts. They're both Clutch Trucker at Instagram, Clutch Trucker at Twitter. And I post little shorter videos and just some pictures a lot of times of the roads and truck stops and where I'm at and things like that. Kind of more little quick updates for you. And as always, of course, what's up there? What are you smelling? As always, sniff that magic YouTube fairy dust. Clutch and Rusty, out. Yes, I'm John Cocktoastin, a guest of the Underhills. For lunch, yes, I'd like a steak sandwich and a steak sandwich.